Hi everyone, welcome in a new episode of Steven's Week, your weekly update on marketing and technology. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the big shift at Facebook. I'm going to talk about a new crowdsourcing initiative by Twitter and a fantastic new feature for our homes by Google. Enjoy this new episode, everyone. Google Assistant is rolling out a new functionality. It's called Routines. And with routines, you can give one voice command and then a series of activities will happen. So for instance, you can say, hey, good morning, Google, and then they will tell you the latest weather forecast, the most important news of the day. They will run through your calendar and your first coffee will just stream out of your coffee machine. That's an example of a routine. Or when you leave the house, you say, goodbye, Google, and then they turn off the thermostat, they turn off all the lights, and maybe some security system is activated. And they have a number of routines that are pre-programmed, but as a user, you can customize this, you can personalize this, and then with one command, you can just let the magic happen. And today, when I leave my house, I have this button to turn off all the lights. Just imagine what kind of functionalities you can create with these routines with a connected home. So I'm really excited about this one. Twitter wants to increase the quality of its content. As you know, fake news is one of the issues that Facebook and Twitter are facing. That's the negative feedback that they get from society. So Twitter wants to improve that. And they created this new service called Birdwatch. I love the word, Birdwatch. And they want to crowdsource content moderation. That's basically what they want to do. And this is a test. They selected 1,000 people that have the qualities to do this, and these 1,000 people, they can add content to certain tweets, or they can flag certain tweets, and by using the audience to moderate the content, they hope that the average quality will go up. And this is an experiment with 1,000 people. If it works out, they're hoping to expand it, and the end goal is to increase the quality of its content and the trustworthiness of the content. Let's talk about influencer marketing for a second. In the upcoming year, about 2/3 of the US brands is planning to work with influencers. That's an increase of 50% if you compare it with 2018, when only half of those brands were planning to use influencers. And it makes a lot of sense, of course, because if you look at it, price quality, working with influencers today to grab the attention of your potential clients and your existing clients, that's still a great deal to work with influencers. And while we're at this topic, one of the rising influencer channels is Twitch, of course, the largest streaming platform for games. These guys are one of the winners of the pandemic. These are crazy figures. In 2020, in total, they had 17 billion hours of streaming time, 17 billion hours. That's an increase of 83% compared with the year before the pandemic. So the reach that these guys are having, the attention span that they have while others are playing games is just tremendous. Just imagine the value that you can get out of that as a brand when you reach out to those kind of influencers. Facebook and privacy. That's one of the ongoing topics in my weekly update. They had a lot of issues with that, but now this week, one of their VPs released an internal document, and it leaked to the media. Of course, that's how it goes. But there was this internal document, and the title was The Big Shift. And the big shift is about Facebook moving into a new era where they want to think much more from a user perspective and much more about the need for privacy. And this is, of course, not the first time that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook are talking about this. About 2 years ago, he already mentioned in one of his keynotes, like, the future will be private channels and private rooms where people will communicate. Now, they had all these issues with the privacy things that were changing at WhatsApp. And apparently that has led to the idea of the big shift. And the idea of the big shift is that they will have to develop new products taking into account that it will be impossible to collect and to store and to use data of their users. They want to create products that create a fantastic experience without the need for data. And then in a second step, they want to add, let's say the possibility to it to use data. But first they want to gain the trust, and then they want to add data to improve the services, not the other way around. Of course, big question mark if they will be able to do this. Time will tell. They still have a long way to go to change their products. They have a long way to go to change the perception of the audience. Maybe this is a wild idea from someone at the leadership team, or maybe they're serious about that, but we're going to find out in the next few months and years. So guys, this was my weekly update. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if you did, share it with your friends and family. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you again next week for a new episode of Stephen's Week. Take care. Bye-bye.